Good morning, and welcome to Preparing to Survive and Thrive Homesteading Channel with Charlie B. So, what are we doing today? Well, today is March the 22nd, 2023, and this is your call to action. So, once again, I'm here to ask you a question. Are you doing things to make yourself more sustainable for the future? Are you preserving food? Are you putting some back? Are you buying extra? Have you increased your savings? Have you changed your savings to gold? What are you doing to make yourself more sustainable in the future? And skills. Do you have more skills? Have you found a skill that you'd like to try and learn? What are you doing? Oh, it's gardening time up here in Pennsylvania. Maybe not planting outside, but definitely starting seeds. So with that in mind, let me tell you a little bit what we've been doing. So I've been canning stuffed pepper soup. You should be seeing some of those in some videos. And that's been the main goal the last few weeks. It seems like it's only been like a week though. We've also been making different plans and getting the supplies. For our future goal is to finish up the fence around our orchard so the deer don't come up and start eating my little baby trees and my blueberries and my peaches that are starting to blossom out. So that's what our future goal is. But we've been just working a lot, and I would love to tell you everything we've been doing, but I honestly cannot remember. The house and the homestead is a full-time job, which I'm sure you hear that from all homesteaders. But what I'd like to talk about today, I have my list right here, is a lot of people don't understand expiration dates on their food and their rations. Or their food stores. So I'm going to give you what my opinion is, and of course, as always, do what works best for you. Okay, but before I go into this, I want you to leave me a comment about what you are doing to make yourself more sustainable in the future. Okay, promise me you'll do that. This is your call to action. So let's get this done. Okay, so when to eat what? A lot of people are very confused on exactly, do I eat my store-bought goods first or my canned goods first? So I'm going to show you how and what I would eat in the order if there was a very bad situation, but we still might have had some electricity, but I kind of needed to not go to the store for a couple weeks, and I needed to hide out of my house. Okay, maybe I'm being dramatic there, but it could happen. I mean, it could be another shutdown where people don't really want to go to the grocery store. It's hard to tell. So everybody's talking about something, and let's take it serious, because some of it's serious, some of it may not be. But I'm going to keep this on a positive note, the best that I can. So when I can, I always use the stuff that I home can first, okay? Because most of the times the lids will last a lot longer than the 18 months that it states. I've got spaghetti sauce that I am still eating. Since 2017, I made such a huge batch of it. And so I've been eating that. I think I've got one more jar left, but that's neither here nor there. But my green beans, I canned enough to last me at least a year if I couldn't get these at the grocery store. And then last year, I realized I only ate like 20 pints of them. So I ended up canning at least 20 more pints of them and put them back towards the back. So I keep rotating these guys out. But on that thought, what happens if something happens and all my lids pop? And then I don't have anything left green bean wise to eat, or peas or carrots or any other thing. So my next item is, so I would definitely eat these before I eat anything else, is my home canned goods. Okay, if it's coming to canning goods. These guys, this is what I'd eat next if I had to. Okay, so these have a sell-by date, which is not a use-by date. And the government has pretty much stated as long as the can is not dented or rusted and is intact and has no signs of wear and tear on it, these poor little babies will last indefinitely. So I just keep these in my stores and put them back and put them back and put them back. Okay, so now there you have it. So that can separate those. Let me get a drink here. I'm talking too much. Now, if we had to hide in our place. What I would do probably first, what I would eat is, I would eat all my fresh foods first, like my, hang on a second. I would eat my apples before I'd eat my canned applesauce. Okay, or my pears, or my green peppers, or my fresh green beans that are coming in from the garden. Okay, so I'd eat fresh first. The second thing I would eat is I would start hitting my vegetables that are in the freezer, because they will be freezer bound. This is a big bag of okra that I froze, and I think I'm going to have this for dinner tonight. So, I like okra. My family's not too thrilled, but sometimes I just have to eat dinner for myself. But yes, so I would be eating frozen next. And then our next item would be my home canned green beans, or whatever vegetables or fruit that I might have canned. And then I would go into my dehydrated food. Now, granted, there is an exception to every rule. Now, I have, these are store-bought cranberries, and I would never eat fresh cranberries because they're very hard. I'd have to cook them first and stuff like that. So I would probably end up doing something with them maybe, but if I was adding cranberries to a salad, I'd definitely use a dehydrated version. Okay. And then I would go into my canned goods. Okay. This would definitely be one of the last things that I would start hitting if I ran out of all my other food, would be my store-bought canned goods, commercially canned. They are pressure canned at a higher temperature than what we can achieve. And like I said, the government says that these will last indefinitely as long as the can is intact. Now, our next item is, these are dried beans and peas and stuff like this. These will last a very long time, especially if you put them in Mylar bags or in something to pull out the oxygen. Now, this is in its own plastic container, and you can see it's been pretty much sucked dry of any air. So this is probably what I'd be eating next. Pretty much one of the last things on my list. And then I would end up going into my stores of freeze-dried vegetables, meals, and different things like that. Now, there's, you know, different menu items that you might change your mind. Like, okay, so this is spaghetti sauce. The spaghetti sauce does not have any meat. So I've ended up eating all my spaghetti sauce. The tomatoes aren't ready to come in, but I am dying for some spaghetti, is what I'm thinking. So I pulled out some of my dried spaghetti and I cooked that up. And then I pull out a thing of frozen beef. And then I would add some water to this, and I would have a spaghetti meal right there. So, as then that goes with saying, you also have to figure out how to meal plan as you go and use your items that's in your stores. Okay? Hopefully I did not confuse you. So let me just recap. Always eat fresh first, okay, if possible. And then eat your frozen veggies and or meat. And then your home canned goods, your dehydrated fruits and veggies. Now these are dehydrated, not freeze-dried. And your commercially store-bought, commercially canned. And then your dried peas or beans. And then your freeze-dried goodies. Okay? And then if you could even add another one of these, if you had different brands like Mountain House or Patriot, or it seems to be a plethora of freeze-dried food out there that's being commercially sold. So those would probably actually be the last on your list. Okay, so that's how I've been rotating my pantry, is eating more of the fresh food, definitely, because it will spoil faster, and then going into my freezer and pulling out different things like that, because it seems like those, especially veggies, seem to not do as well if they're sitting in the freezer for more than a couple years. Probably more than 18 months, to be honest. Okay, so, but that's kind of my thoughts on that. I've heard some things on Facebook, as like I'm always saying, about, you know, what you should eat first and what you should eat last. And most people know if you're doing store-bought or commercially made survival food or freeze-dried food, you put that off until you have to eat it. Okay, most people know that you eat fresh first, but the middle ones are always kind of the iffy ones. Like, do I eat this? Do I eat that? But it seems like the main ones is the canning. Do I eat this first or do I eat this first? I would always eat this first. Okay, so this is your call to action. So tell me how you are rotating your shelves. Okay, also tell me what you are doing to make yourself more sustainable for the future. And remember, if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. And Charlie B signing out. I'll be seeing you soon. Oh, I also have an apple.